Hello guys, welcome to Captain Dorj's Armory. This is Captain Dorja. It's been a while since I uploaded any replays or any videos. It's been a little over a week. And that's because, as some of you may know, I've basically been on vacation. I got off the ship and I came up to Maine to visit my family, and I've been up here. And I've been going around doing a lot of stuff. I brought my desktop with me so that I could do this a little bit while I was here, but I haven't been like taking my desktop around to my friends' houses, so haven't been doing any videos very much lately. But I do have some good stuff in the pipe. I played a lot of tanks last night and had a really good time. Doing some platoons with QSF guys, and I've got some other things in the pipeline. I've got some good platoon gameplay from last night in lots of different tanks. I've got a big mouse review, and just kind of forewarned, it's going to be big. It's going to have a lot of gameplay footage. It's also going to have a lot of time in the garage. But because I'm going to be in the garage for a long time, I'm going to also be in battle for a long time. I've got like 5 replays. Yeah, so stay tuned for the mouse. I've also got some subscriber replays. Rochi's got an IS-6 replay that he sent to me. If you want to send me subscriber replays, feel free to do so. Basically, I've pretty much only got them from Rochi. I got one other one from another guy, but if you want to send me subscriber replays, go ahead, send them to CaptainDorjasArmory at gmail.com. I will take a look at them, and if I like them, I'll put them up. So far, I've put up almost everything that's ever been sent to me. I think I have only ever not posted 2. So if you guys have good replays and you want to send them in, feel free to do so. Just send them to CaptainDorjasArmory at gmail.com. I can only take replays of the current version of the game. I don't back up my client for replays. So if it's like an old patch, don't bother sending it in because I can't look at it. But yeah, feel free to do that if you want to. I definitely don't mind. So I've got Rochi's IS-6 replay coming in the pipeline here. He also sent me another replay. I think it was the Object 140, which I haven't actually looked at that replay yet, but it's, sitting in my inbox, and we'll get into that pretty soon. Also in the pipe, I've got I've got my armor tanks classes video. I made the mobility tanks video a long time ago, but the armor tank video was way, way harder, and I still am not fully done with it. I've got some pretty good footage, but I need to do some stuff in training rooms, and since I've been at sea, and after that, since I've been in Maine, my internet connection has not been very stable, so I've been waiting until I go back to Virginia, which I'll probably be doing in like a day or 2. And once I'm in Virginia, I'm going to bang out the training room session and get the last little bit of the armor tanks video done. And then I can put up armor tanks classes, and then it'll be on to gun tanks. And the gun tanks one is going to be a challenge just because there's so many gun tanks in World of Tanks. They're so numerous, and there's a lot to cover in gun tanks, really. So anyway, guys, that stuff's all in the pipeline. But right now, in the immediate time that we have before us, we're going to take a look at a replay of the Centurion Mark 1. This is a British Tier 8 medium tank, and I really like it a lot because it's really good. Some of the strong features of this vehicle include its gun. It's got a really good gun, average damage, but it's got really high pen for a Tier 8 medium. It's accurate, and it's quick aiming. Really nice. It's also got a pretty strong turret. The mantlet on this thing can eat shots pretty well, and this front plate right here is actually pretty strong also. So you've got a pretty decent turret, and good gun depression, so you can go hull down and take advantage of that pretty effectively. The tank also has good view range, which is nice. It also is pretty quick, and even though you can see right here, it only has a top speed of 40 kilometers per hour. The traverse speed is real high. The power to weight ratio is pretty good at 16.5 horsepower per ton. And the suspension is also really good. So what that means is that because of the power to weight ratio, you go up hills fast. Because of the suspension and the traverse speed, you don't lose hardly any speed when you turn. Because of the horsepower per ton and because of the suspension, you get up to speed really fast and you maintain your speed really good over terrain. So even though this tank only goes 40 kilometers per hour, it's almost always going close to full speed, which is really nice. The downside of this tank is your hull armor is trash, and the tank is pretty big. So you kind of have to be aware of that. But it is still a really good tank, and I really enjoy the Centurion Mark 1. So without further ado, let's get this thing into battle. We're going to be in a platoon with Crew Dog and Nab, and we're going to be rolling out on the map Highway, which normally I don't like the map Highway, and we'll talk about why I don't like the map Highway once we're in battle. So let's get this sucker into battle. Alright, so we're loading into battle in the Centurion Mark 1. You can see here that we're in a platoon with Crew Dog and Nab. Crew Dog right there beside me in his ISU 152, and Nab is around here somewhere over there with his T-28 prototype. I'm, of course, in the Centurion Mark 1. We're in a Tier 10 battle, 5 Tier 10s per team. Actually, it looks like we have 6, but anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, yeah. So, Tier 10 battle, we're in our Tier 8 platoon. Not a big deal for Crew Dog with his BL-10. That gun, if there were Tier 12 tanks in the game, the BL-10 would still massacre them. Not quite as hunky-dory for Nab's T-28 prototype, and not quite as awesome for the Centurion Mark 1. I still have the ability to handle Tier 10s, but I had to be pretty careful. So yeah, here we go. We're on the map Highway, and unfortunately, my team has started on the bad side. And we're having a big discussion in chat right now about whether or not we should attack into the city or not. And I, for one, never advise attacking into the city on this side of the map. Because in order to attack city, you have to push up and allow your entire main force to be flanked by the enemy. And that is never, ever something you want to happen. Not only that, but if you don't have good gun depression, you can't even fire back. So you've got no cover, and you're super flanked, getting murdered by cloaked tank destroyers and smashed by artillery, and you can't even fire back because you need really good gun depression. It's just not good. So I'm, advocating for a field push while our main force camps the tree line in sectors J4 and K4. And that's actually what our team is doing. So meanwhile, myself, a Batchat, and a T-57 Heavy are out here pushing this flank. And so far we've encountered a 48 Patton and a Conqueror. And the Batchat's going full bore against that Patton, so I'm moving in to support. I fire on the move at the Patton and miss, but the Batchat kills him anyway. And now we have this Conqueror trapped in a horrible position. He's got a Batchat in cover to one side and a Centurion Mark 1 in cover on the other side. And to make matters even worse, the T-57 Heavy is moving in, so is an E-50M, and we have our own Conqueror starting to move this way as well. Plus artillery. So this Conqueror is totally screwed, it's just a matter of time. Now, fans of Quickie Baby will know that he refers to the T-57 Heavy as the equilibrium tank because it's totally balanced. So as our T-57 Heavy sits there just blazing away at that 46 Patton, I decided that the equilibrium tank, because it's so balanced, when it shoots you like that, that should be referred to as balancing you. So henceforth, a T-57 Heavy unloading his entire clip shall be referred to as balancing. Right, so you can see Crew Dog's already got a kill. Our team is actually executing a coordinated defense against the city, which is pretty surprising. But since our strategy is pretty based on camping, that means that our other flank needs to attack. Because if we don't attack on our other flank, we're just going to allow the enemy to dictate the pace of the battle to us, and that's never, ever, ever a good thing. You always want to have the initiative, and so, our E-50M's moved up, nobody's firing at him, I decide that I'm going to move up, and the Conqueror and the T-57 Heavy are coming with, so this is very good. Now we've spotted the enemy T-57 Heavy. That's very bad. I thought about firing, but I decided not to. I wouldn't hit. Never would have hit him. I'm just focusing on getting into cover. And there you can see our T-57 Heavy is just basically balancing their T-57. Over on the other side of the map, Crew Dog's killed himself an IS-3. He's up to 2 kills now, and we are pressing our attack on the field side. T-57 Heavy's been dealt with by the Waffenträger E-100. Time to smash this T-54. So I put one shot into the T-54, and the Bat-Shack kills him. We need to keep rolling, we need to keep rolling, we need to keep rolling. Time to push up the hill. Unfortunately, I'm not on the right part of the hill. See a big hit on that T-32 from Crew Dog. So here's one of the best things that you would ever hope to see when you crest the hill in a Centurion Mark 1. Look at that T-30. But unfortunately, I also spot the T-57, and the T-57 is looking at me, and it is time to get out of here before I get balanced. 2 quick hits from the T-57 Heavy, and I'm down to 228 health. So I almost get balanced. It's time to get out of here. Luckily, though, the E-50M has dealt with the T-57 Heavy, and if you look at the scores, you'll see that we have just decimated their team, and all we've lost so far is a Conqueror. So we're in very, very good position here. Also, a great thing to see is that our team that was doing the ridgeline camping is now attacking. Now that we've broken the enemy's main attack, we really need our camp to start advancing. And they are. Because if the camp doesn't then counterattack, what can and will happen is the enemy tanks in the city will just abandon the city, come back and smash the guys from the field, and then turn around and smash the guys that were camping. I've seen it happen dozens of times. So it was really nice for our team to do such a well-executed defense on the J and K5 sectors, and then, at the right time, transition into the attack. So we have this team fully enveloped. They have no chance. Unfortunately, I miss free damage on the backside of that IS-7, and then I overstay my welcome up here too long and get shot in the face. But it doesn't really matter. They are doomed. So we'll just kind of observe the cleanup here. And Crew Dog finishes off that IS-7, getting himself his 3rd kill in this match, and the battle is over. Really nice to win a match on Highway, especially from the bad side of the map. So with that, let's take a look at post-game results. Alright, so we have post-battle results right here. You can see that that was our first win of the day, so we managed 2,858 experience doubled. I know that's not like amazing high result or anything like that, but it's not too bad either. Generally, I like to get about 2,000 on my doubles, and anything more is just bonus. 65, 154 for credits, that's not too bad either. And we can see the Litany of Destruction here. We didn't actually do that much damage, but we definitely contributed to that team. So let's take a look at the team scores, and we'll kind of continue on. So if we sort by damage, you can see that I actually came in 5th. I only did 1,616 damage, but that was enough to come in 5th place. Crew Dog rounds out the top with 44-11 and 3 kills in his ISU. Monster game from Crew Dog. Really strong game from our T-57 Heavy. He was just going around balancing people like it was his job, which it is. And the Bat-Shat and the GWE putting in 3,600 and 3,400 damage, respectively. So that is really good play from those two guys as well. Also, it's nice to see that even though these 5 people, myself included, didn't score massive amounts of damage, we all scored a fairly consistent amount. And what that means is that the load was shared fairly evenly amongst our team. These 4 people all contributed about the same amount. These 5 people all contributed about the same amount damage-wise. And so that's actually good. When your team has more even damage totals, that generally means you have a better team. Because in order for one person to amass a huge amount of damage, that generally means that the rest of the team isn't doing anything. So you have one guy just power carrying. And yeah, power carries are fun when you're the guy who does the power carry and you win. They're really frustrating when you're the guy who does the power carry and loses. So in the long run, it's actually better off to have a team that's balanced and strong across the board. Because that means you win more often. And when you win more often, you get more experience and you get more credits and you get more crew experience and all those other good things that we like to get. So that was kind of nice. If we sort by experience, different things happen. And what you see is that Crew Dog did the most damage, and he got the top experience. But then our Amex 12T only did 390 damage, but he got second highest experience. If we take a look, it's because he got 4,087 assistance damage, and he's only a tier 6. So he's getting bonus experience for being low tier and getting damage and assistance against high tier targets. So that's how he got so much experience. And just 4,087 assistance damage is pretty daggone good. So that just goes to show that the rewards for being a scout are not to be underestimated. Now, coming in third is our Batchat, who had a strong game. And coming in fourth is me. And I only did 1,616 damage, which is not very much. But we can see that I did 5,579 assistance damage. So, just like the 12T, all that scouting really paid off. And I wasn't trying to scout. I wasn't trying to scout. I was trying to fight. But it just turned out that I was doing a lot of detecting, and then my team was just killing everything that I found. So, a lot of assistance damage right there. Unfortunately for Nab, the T-28 prototype was not fast enough to keep up with that battle, and he got really screwed. So, sorry Nab, but you win some, you lose some. Doesn't always go your way. So yeah, definitely a pretty intense game with the scouting. 5,579 assist damage. So even though the Litany of Destruction doesn't look that impressive, it's actually more impressive than you might think. Because, we only did 248 damage to that T-57 Heavy, but we did 2,000 assistance damage to him, which is awesome. We didn't do any damage to this T-57, but we got 1,570 assistance damage, which is really good. I thought that I detected this Patton, and I did detect him. And I thought that I'd detract him, but obviously I didn't, because then I would have gotten assistance damage, but oh well. 5,500, I don't need another 1,000 and 1,400. I would take another 1,400, but I didn't really need it. I managed to get another 300 from this Patton, and 400 from the IS-7, as well as 100 from the Conqueror. So, just a interesting battle. Kind of a weird result to be like Centurion Scout, but it definitely goes to show that even when you're not in a scout tank, that scouting can be hella effective. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle. I definitely enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun yesterday playing tanks with QSF. I've been really enjoying the time in the clan, doing a lot of team battles and stuff like this. It's been really fun. So definitely look forward to more content on my channel. And just remember, we got the mouse review coming. We got some subscriber replays from Rochi. We have some platoon battles coming. And without too much more ado, we've got the armor tanks video. So stuff to look forward to. Right. A lot of stuff coming. So guys, until next time, just remember, you can never have enough big guns.